What's up everybody, Falcor here, and let's talk about owning a home and some of the challenges you might run into. In today's lesson, why you always should get a second opinion when it comes to home repairs. I'm able to talk about this because I have first-hand experience, and thank God I made the right decision when I did. So here we go. A few years back, it was in my first year of owning my home. Everything was great until the summer hit, and some of you can see where this is going. My HVAC was deciding to not work anymore, and the interior of my house was getting in the upwards of 80 to 85 degrees, and I could not cool it off. I had no idea what was going on, but I knew I needed to do something and something quick, because this was going to be a hot summer, and I knew that the week prior it was already about 110 degrees. It was great, so I didn't want to experience that in my house, and I didn't want to walk around sweaty. So I did like anybody else would do, and I called a repair service. I decided to call HVAC Repair Experts. For legal purposes, that's their name for this video. I gave them a call and set up an appointment and told me they was going to charge me $100 for the visitation unless they find anything wrong with it and they can repair it. And in that case, they'll waive the $100 and just charge me for the repairs. Thank God for that, right? Well, on the day of the visitation, they showed up. I say they because it wasn't just the repairman. Beside him, when I opened the door, was a lady with a nice business attire. I thought this is a very weird thing to wear when you're coming to fix an AC unit, but I assumed that she was there for whatever purposes they deemed necessary. I found out very soon after why she was there. So on the phone call, I did tell the repair services that I think the coolant might be low, so that was the first thing that he checked. About 20 or 30 minutes had passed while I was talking with this nice lady in business attire. I'm gonna call her Susan. I have no idea what her name was. Not important. Susan over here was talking to me for about 20 or 30 minutes while Steve, I'll call him Steve, was checking out my AC unit. When he finally came back, he told me that yes, my coolant was low and there might be a small leak. Now he can repair this, but it's the coolant that's gonna be an issue. And I asked why? Why is the coolant an issue? He said, well, sir, you're running R22. I had no idea what that was, and conveniently enough for them, R22 was phased out in January of that year. I thought, great. So what does this mean? And this is where it all came around and why this lady was here. He told me that there was going to be an issue and he can fix the leak, but it's not going to fix the cooling. So your best option was to buy a new unit. You see where this is going, right? So he gestured over to Susan and said, if you would just speak with my accomplice, if you'll speak with my business partner, we'll get you something figured out. I thought, great. I was hoping for like a $200-300 fix. Now I'm looking at something way scarier and way more expensive. So Susan handed me a pamphlet and I was flipping through them and seeing what options I had. As I was flipping through, Susan decided to chime in and say, wait, now some of these prices are just out of reach for you. We do offer an Advantage plan, and we're the only ones that do it in the surrounding area. How convenient for you. Advantage. Advantage for who? What is this Advantage plan? What are you offering me here? She said, with this plan, you sign up for a contract and you pay nothing up front. Awesome. I don't want to pay anything right now, so that's great. Tell me more. For the low price of $225 a month, we will come in, take out your old unit, put the new one in. Every year, we'll send a maintenance man out and replace your filters. We'll check your system, make sure it's running right, check your coolant levels. And as a bonus, if anything were to happen to your unit, we'll replace it completely. I thought, oh my God. This is amazing. $225 a month. I can do this. This is like kind of like a car payment or like a smaller car payment. I can do this. And then I asked, how long is the contract? She said, 10 years. Now, I may not be smart, but I love math. At least I have that. And the math here ain't mathin'. So the cheapest plan that they were offering with this Advantage plan was $225 a month. And as she said, it's a 10-year contract. Now, if I did quick math, $225 a month came out to $2,700 a year. For 10 years, they came up to $27,000. $27,000 a year. What? So you're telling me that I'm going to be buying a $10,000 unit, I get free repairs and free checkups for 10 years, but that's going to cost me about $17,000 for 10 years? Okay. I very quickly knew that something was not making sense to me, so I said, hey, can I have some time to think about this? This is where she started getting real quick to wanting me to sign paperwork. When I said that I wanted to take some time to kind of at least look over things, she was like, okay, cool, yeah, we can do that. We can give you some time. You know, what I recommend, this is where every scam gets you. We're only running this deal for this weekend, and we only have a few slots open, so you better start acting quick because when this weekend is over and this deal's over, it's going to go up in price. If I were you, I would go ahead and sign some paperwork now. Now, this is not going to put you in a contract. Bull. No. She tried so hard to get me to sign some kind of paperwork. It's like, hey, I'm not signing anything. This isn't. Let me just take some time. And so I did sign one thing, and it was for my receipt. This is very important. This comes in later because it's not over yet. After they left, I did some quick math, and the average cost for HVAC repair is about $75 to $150 a month. Do a little math there, and that's $750 to $1,500 for 10 years. That doesn't add up to $17,000. Keep in mind, they also had a more expensive version, and it was for some XR18, which is a better SEER rating, which basically means it's more energy efficient. But that was $300 a month. So math there, that's $3,600 a year. That's $36,000 over the course of 10 years that I would be paying. That was their bougie plan. Okay. This is why you get a second opinion. So I went with somebody else. I can't remember who I went with, but I remember I called them. They came over, they checked it out. They said, hey, I'm not trying to sell you anything. We can get this in and get this out and have you replaced and working up by this weekend for like $9,000 and some change. I said, okay, cool. I called my bank. We set up a little loan. Everything was Gucci. I had everything working within 4 or 5 days. I was happy. So I ended up paying almost out of pocket $10,000. I got my AC working again. But HVAC repair experts, it wasn't over for them. About 6 months later, I get a letter in the mail from some collection agency saying, oh, hey, you owe this company $100. Do you remember the fee being $100 for the visitation? Yeah, that's what I owed them. My mistake that I paid them in cash. I called the company. I said, hey, like, I don't owe you $100. Why'd you guys send this to a collection agency? Oh, it must be a mistake. Bull. You guys were pissed that I didn't go with you, and you decided, hey, let's just send this guy a bill for $100 and say that he didn't pay and just pocket the $100. Fortunately for me, I checked my email, I got the receipt, I sent it to the company, I sent it to the collections agency, and for another 8 months, I was battling with this collection agency and this repair service just to get this $100 taken back. Yo, seriously, that's why you always get a second opinion. When you have home repairs, it's going to be expensive. Your first one might not be the ones you go with. Just get a second opinion, maybe even a third opinion. But the one thing you definitely should never do is do some stupid Advantage plan where they offer free repair services. They're going to do that for 10 years. You pay $200 a month. It's so easy. Do the math very quickly and realize you're going to be paying $15,000 or more for this AC unit for this stupid plan. That was my experience with my home repairs for HVAC. In the end, I did make the right decision. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that if you own a home, that you do take the time to kind of sit down and realize that there are scammers out there and they'll try to take your money. Get a second opinion if you have to. Don't pay anything up front. Pay the $100 visitation fee. That's fine. It's better than being out $15,000 in the end. All right, that's my video for today. That's my life lesson for owning a home. Till next time, Falcor out. See ya!